The number one reason you need to retire is not what you think. It's not what you think. So going back to the video I did earlier today about how I'm going viral on Twitter. Now again, I don't know what viral means, but I had posted a comment. It's got like, I don't know. Let's take a look how many views it has. It's actually kind of funny. It's cracking me up, to be honest with you. Oh, there's big baby Finney. Thanks, buddy. Let's see what we got here. Hold on just a second. Yeah, I posted less than 24 hours ago. It's got 127,500 views. Yeah, look, I don't even have that many followers or anything like that on Twitter. I've only been on Twitter for 3 weeks. But some of the people are posting like, oh, I wonder what George Mason thinks about your post, Josh. I wonder what people in Milton, Georgia think about your post, Josh. I wonder what Heritage Wealth, I've had this before. I wonder what Heritage Wealth Planning thinks about your post, Josh. I'm like, please don't tell my boss, please. But that's the issue. I can be free to say this stuff. You see what I'm saying? Now, I had to be careful on YouTube a couple of years back. You know why. I got a couple slaps on the wrist, a couple where I was, 4 days away from losing my whole channel. You know what I'm saying? And that probably happen again. They'll probably at some point look back through older videos and say, oh, this isn't good, that's not good, and stuff like that. But, man, it's so liberating being able to say what you want to say. And you can't really do that. Like, look at what they're doing to Harrison Butker. You know what I'm saying? Like, these freaking idiots out there. Like, we want him hired, we want him canceled. Like, they can say anything they want about Black Lives Matter. They can say anything they want about trans. They can say anything about trans agenda, all that stuff, how great it is, how everyone's great. But say anything that's like against that, they want you canceled. They want you fired. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And the nice thing is, if you work for yourself or if you are retired, you don't have to worry about that crap anymore. Do you think if I had posted, so here's my comment right here, by the way. Back in the 1990s, and look, the original thing, I'm unable to view because that's the lady who had posted it. She limits who can view their posts. So I guess she doesn't want me to. I don't know who that is. I don't care. I just know she's the executive director of Blue, Missouri, a rural mom fighting for rural schools, dirt road Democrat. Okay. Anyway, so she was saying how back in the 90s she was felt concerned for her safety because some guy was talking to her at the gas station or something like that. And look, I got a wife and 2 daughters. I get it. You know what I'm saying? There is some creeps out there. I'm not saying that doesn't happen at all. But I said, well, all happens the other way too. And here's where it happened to me. Back in the 90s, I was falsely accused by a woman and arrested. Spent thousands of dollars on my defense. Sold all my records, which I cherished almost more than any of my other possessions at that time. When the trial came, the chick didn't even bother showing up. She just cried crocodile tears, and the whole damn legal system bent over backwards for her, which is 100% what happened. But it's time for the truth to come out. Where was she? Nowhere to be found. Did I get my money back? Nope. What happened to her? Nothing. Many men know exactly what I'm talking about too. And anyway, so you can see, got 127,000 views, almost 200 likes, 200 comments. So I don't know what they call like a ratio. I don't know what all that stuff is, how that works in here. I don't follow it. I just don't know. But anyway, the point being is that I said that, and people are like, oh, how dare you say something we don't like on a public forum, an open forum that's open for all commenters? How dare you? I wonder what your boss says. I wonder what your job would say. And if I had said that, if I was still working like USA or something like that with 127,000 views, you think some of those freaking loons out there aren't going to email USA and said, can you believe what this guy said? I mean, literally, what did I say? That was negative. I called her a chick. Oh, I did that deliberately because I said I'm supposed to be more polite regarding the lady around her name than I am about the fact she falsely accused me. I said, no, I'm not playing that game. So they would still say, they'd say, oh, Josh, why don't you just, this is what they did. I remember when I first started LinkedIn, probably 2011. I was still in New Jersey. I posted something about the value for Roth IRAs. And I remember I got my boss, like, you can't do that without being approved. I said, I didn't say people should do that. I said, here's a value. It's tax-free. You know what I'm saying? What? He goes, you can't do that. You got to wait for it to be approved. I said, okay, well, let me send it through the compliance for approval. Never got approved. I couldn't believe it. They said, we'll let you know what you can say. I was like, this is insanity. Anyway, so the reason you want to retire is because you want to be able to say what's on your mind. That doesn't mean you get little spats with idiots on Twitter, but for me, I think it's fun, actually. It's fun. And I am a public figure, I guess, in some regards. I mean, I have a public face, a face for radio. But, I'm on YouTube. I do videos all the time. So in some, I get recognized every now and again, not often, but every now and again. So you can say I'm a public face and not like the scent of some of these other guys, but I still do. I got 80-something thousand subscribers here. I mean, that's not chump change, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me that some old guy in my T-shirt that's on right side in or inside right, whatever it's called, with my dogs and get that many subscribers. But I bring value to many people. I know that because I know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to financial planning, and I'm not afraid to say political stuff either. That's another endearing thing to people who see my side of the viewpoint. They say, at least this guy's spouting what it's like we always used to say about Rush Limbaugh. Finally, someone's saying what I've always felt. That's why Rush Limbaugh had such a loyal audience. I recognized that from day one. I said, say what's on your mind so that way people who follow you will either hate you for it or they'll love you for it. No middle of the road. If you're one in the middle of the road, you're going to get crushed, dude. You got to take a side. Choose a side. It's okay. And sometimes I say stuff that that would be pro left wing in some regard, and the right wingers can't stand it. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it all comes down. If loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right. If that offends anyone, I don't care. But I also don't really care that much, in terms of like, oh, how dare you? You could make more money if you stayed middle of the road. No, I wouldn't, because I get smoked by oncoming traffic. If you're in the middle of the road, you're gonna get smoked. Choose a side. But you can't really do that when you're working for the man. And when you're retired, you have the ability to get it off your chest. Whatever's on your mind. You don't have to be a dick, but you can say, hey, my thing wasn't being a dick. It was just stating an obvious fact. This is what happened. All the people, the pushback's funny. I like it. Hey, keep giving me more pushback, man. The more engagement, the more my subscriber base on Twitter grows, or whatever it's called. Follower base is funny. I've been on 3 weeks. I think I got like 15 new subscribers since I posted that. So not subscribers, whatever it's called, followers. So it's kind of funny. So I didn't do that to troll the ladies. Just say, hey, you're going to be bashing women all the time, men all the time. I'll show you what's wrong with the women's side of things. But anyway, that's the number one reason you got to retire, so you can be free of corporate insanity. You better push the 57 flavors agenda, or else. And you have people saying, I wonder what people say at your job would know if they felt like this. Oh man, it's embarrassingly stupid that we live in a society where people on Twitter and YouTube say, I'm going to send an email to your boss because I don't like your opinion. And then your boss like, no, we don't want to ruffle any feathers. We're middle of the road. So, but you're not middle of the road. You're not. That's the thing. These corporations are not middle of the road. They're far lefties. At some point, the Republican Party will get out of their head that the corporation's pro-GOP. They're not. They're anti-pitchforks. And then what that means is when people have pitchforks coming at them, they say, we'll do whatever we have to keep the pitchforks at bay. Which means if we got to push left-wing agendas, we're going to push left-wing agendas to keep the pitchforks at bay. They're not worried about pitchforks on the right, so they never give us any credence. They're like, the right's going to be with us all the time. So as long as there was that guy, Michael Brown, don't stand up, don't shoot, whatever the hell thing was, is all fake. As long as those guys are kept at bay, we'll be okay. How do we keep them at bay? By mimicking their propaganda. But we don't have to worry about the right, because the right's where else are they going to go? And that's what you got to recognize, dude. You got to say, I'm out of here because I don't want anything to do with these corporations anymore. They don't have your back. They don't have your back. No, God bless. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.